Time for Law and Disorder.
I demand a lawyer.
With attorney Jeff Kaufman on 101.1 WJRR.
We are Orlando's rock station. Jeff Kaufman here. Special Tuesday edition of Law and Disorder. Jeff, a partner at Kaufman Lynd. Injury happened to you or someone you know, slip and fall, auto accident, something else, and you wonder, hey, do I need to get an attorney involved here? It's worth picking up the phone or emailing Jeff, one or the other.
That's the cool thing is he can let you know ahead of time if you even need legal help. That way you don't waste the money. Jeff at whenyouneedus.com. That's Jeff at whenyouneedus.com, pound 546 on your cell, or call Jeff at 407-500-JEFF. We have an injured Jeff today, Pat.
Can you sue yourself?
For stupidity, maybe. Yeah, I ran the Disneyland races in California this weekend. So I ran like 6 miles and then the half marathon, which is 13, and it was hot. It was hot, so I screwed up a lot of blisters.
Would you miss the ones here and have to go out and do those?
No, I just, my office manager is really into it.
Were you California dreaming?
I felt I was. I went to Disneyland. I walked around there, did the Spider-Man ride. It was cool.
And now you have a foot full of blisters.
Yeah, now I'm walking bad.
Told you, get one of those little rolly carts where you put one knee up.
I can't do that. I'm Army. I can't do that. I got to walk it off.
Jeff, I'm sure you have an opinion into this whole Tyreek Hill interaction with the Miami-Dade officers outside of Hard Rock Stadium prior to Sunday's season opener for the Dolphins.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
Fun?
Yeah, because you're like trying to... Everyone automatically thinks they know what's going on, but anybody who's ever worked in law enforcement or did criminal defense knew exactly what happened. There's a term called contempt of cop. And when you get pulled over, here's the deal. Give your license, your registration. Shut up. Give them your stuff. Everyone does it. Hell, I'm an old guy. I'm an old white guy, and I get pulled over by a cop. I call him yes, sir, no, sir. I hand him my stuff. Yeah. I shut up. This guy doesn't want to roll down the window. He's upset that the guy knocked on his window for him to open the door.
And this after at the beginning of the video, which was released, he goes flying by these guys at a high rate of speed. Yeah. So obviously, at that point, they don't know who he is. You're getting pulled over. Yeah. You're going to get pulled over.
Let's play this out. Guy pulls over. He knocks on. Guy doesn't put his window down. So the guy knocks on the window. Hey, don't knock on my window. Okay. This is a guy who's going to decide how long you're on the side of the road. And here's the problem. I was a sports agent. I'll tell you this right now. Every athlete on that level, and you know who I'm talking about. I don't care if you're on a football team and you go, oh, that wasn't me. You know how many entitled people are. They've been getting their ass kissed since they were 12 and getting their rear ends covered by everybody on the planet since then. He knocks on the window. The guy yells at the police officer first, and the police, hey, hold on a second. Don't yell at me. I'm in charge here. Mm-hmm. And then puts the window up again. And he's going, hey, put the window down. And the guy's going, he's not going to do it. And then he finally puts the window down, and they go, hey, just screw it. I'm not dealing with this. And the police officer said, I'm not dealing with this, and gets him out of the car. What I didn't like is the minute they take him down, I'm looking to see where this guy's putting his knee. This officer put this knee in the middle of his back. Yeah. And listen, if you know better now, you know better now. Listen, we're going to put these cuffs on. We're going to figure out a way to do this without... And they know they have cameras on. They know they have body camera. That was the only thing about the whole stop that I thought was going to get this guy into a little trouble.
We have the entire video, JRR Facebook page. Yeah. I'm sure most of you have seen it by now with Tyreek. But you watch the video and you have to admit, both sides are at fault here.
Yeah, you have a basic rule. And please stop saying that you're watching these videos where they go, oh, he never had a right to pull him over. Listen, stop doing this. Stop watching videos. The fact is this, you could be in the right and still go to jail. In this situation, what happened was they said, listen, this guy gave him an attitude, and that's going to happen to you. It's called contempt of cop. Every police officer knows it. Everybody in our system knows it. Stop screwing with people who carry guns, okay?
And there's no anyone who's going, oh, he's profiled. Again, the beginning of it's two cops sitting there doing, traffic control outside of Hard Rock Stadium. And here he comes. Zoom!
Just trying to make everyone safe. Just trying to make everyone safe. And here's the problem. And they charged him with careless driving, which meant that they just didn't give him a ticket. They said, hey, listen, the rate of speed and the way he was driving was so serious, it goes beyond just a regular speeding ticket.
That's putting yourself and others in danger.
And they could have also charged him with, resisting arrest without violence. That means You fought them, you struggled, you did something.
But there was no actual arrest either, to be clear.
No. Listen, you don't need an arrest to be resistant arrest without violence.
Of course he's driving fast. He's the cheetah. Okay. He does everything fast. Reek does.
But yeah, that's people when the police give them respect. I mean, the fact is this: their job sucks. I mean, nobody wants to do it anymore. You know, if they pull you over, license, registration, shut up. Don't say anything. Listen, I'm a lawyer. You think I get pulled over? I actually represented a lawyer one time who thought he was going to throw the lawyer card out and started bad mouthing this police officer.
Oh, God.
And I was sitting there, I go, wow, you are such a let's just say a member. And, hated the guy since.
And so we're not misheard here, because I know there's some of you going, oh, cops suck, all cops suck. No, all cops do not suck. And
they put their lives on the line.
There are bad apples. Yes, there are. But again, a cop has a job to do. It's a tough job to do. And the deck is already kind of stacked against you, in the court of public opinion. So you're just trying to do the best you can.
It's a tough job.
And you run into something like this and, emotions run high. I'd love to see the two come together and sort this all out. That would be a great public relations move.
He had a fun move. Even if he goes, well, I'm going to think about my litigation. Oh, your feelings were hurt? So much so that you made a joke of it when you scored a touchdown?
Yeah, put his hands behind his back.
They're going, look at us making fun of the police officers. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, hey, when you have one of these crazy things happen in your house and the cops don't come, think about that in the future.
He's had crazy things happen at his house, which is the irony.
So, I forgot to mention, we're talking about crazy stuff. We have our monthly stand-up show, All for the Money, which is Thursday night downtown at the corner at Bonkers. If you want free tickets, it's at whenyouneedus.com/events.
At whenyouneedus.com/events.
I'm sure we're going to be talking about this. So.
I'll guarantee it.
All right. What do we got? Some questions from listeners coming in, Taco.
Yes, and if we don't get to yours, we'll print them up. We had to hit that Tyreek part. Can I sue and thank you again to all you men and women officers out there for what you do.
Oh, yeah.
This would be great, Pat, like you said, if Tyreek and them just met in the middle and said, look, we're both wrong. Both wrong here.
Shake hands, sort it out, and, go to your own corners.
Yeah. Can I sue the company in Florida that had the 2.9 billion people's personal information hacked?
Well, you got to show you're injured by it. What they do is they try to mitigate this. I guarantee every company when this happens, the first thing they do is, hey, we will pay you. We will pay for 2 years of Lifeline or whatever, that LifeLock or something to make sure nothing happens over the next couple of years, and we'll be the first one to notify it. You have to actually show you're damaged. In this situation, the only problem is a lot of the times this stuff goes up on the dark web. The minute they get these information hacks, they put them directly up on the.
That's what they mentioned.
That breach there, literally, all of us have had our information compromised with the one they're speaking.
Yeah,
of.
Is
this the Oracle one or which one are we talking about?
There's several. There was one where the company that provides data for background checks and whatever was breached. So it was in the billions of numbers of.
I have 18-bar federal ID background checks from me. Right. So I'm hoping this isn't the company, but then again.
This one said my personal information is already on the dark web.
Yeah.
How much can I sue for?
Everyone, here's my advice. Everyone change your passwords right now. I don't care what it is.
To everything.
Everything. Create a new way to do it and everything else. And remember, every time you sign up for one of these things, anytime they get hacked, somebody looks at the password and goes, okay, well, what did you do the same? And they start looking your stuff up. And they know exactly where you're registered, and Google has all your information. And
it's way too much work changing all these passwords.
You have to, though.
Bob just uses the same one for everything.
Yeah. Bob 1.
No, it starts with B.
Bob 01 with
don't say
hashtag.
His password is pretty unique.
Oh, I don't think anybody's grabbing that
Bob's password.
No.
Okay.
No.
Legal God. Look at that.
Don't even push that. That's the karma that would kick me in the ass on that one.
Is piracy a victimless crime?
No.
With digital movies, which you can never own, I feel like it is.
That's a good question.
No, it's not.
You know what's happened, Jeff? The last part of that is interesting. He's talking, or she, whoever sent that in. If you purchase a digital movie, download, you don't have the physical hard copy. The company that has the distribution rights to that, if they lose the distribution rights to that, your rights to it can be taken back, even though you've paid for it.
He was talking about digital piracy. Now, this happens to me because people also know I also write comic books. So my comics aren't out there digitally. It's not out on any of these comic book platforms because what happens is one person sees it online, they just start copying and pasting it. And then suddenly the book is available on every Russian website on the planet. So, no, it definitely affects you. I've had people come to my booth and will say, hey, listen, I read your comics digitally, and, I'd like to talk to you about some things. I said, hold on a second. So you stole my book online, and now you want to complain about it? And this is what happens, because the fact is, you know how much... If I told you that every comic book page, every single page costs about $200, that's everything, the coloring, the writing, everything you do on it, the pencilers. And by the time you put together a 22-page comic book, or 24, you're talking about $5,000. So if you're stealing it offline, you're not paying the $1 for it, or the $2 for it, or whatever you're paying on, to download it or buy the printed copy. Absolutely, it affects everybody. Everyone in the movie theater. Oh, don't worry, I know these Russian sites. I'll just, instead of going to the movie or paying for the rental, I'll do it this way. It's theft, dude, and you're hurting artists and entertainers.
I agree with that, but I get the mentality there, the question where it's like, how would you feel, though, if you bought a physical copy of an album, a CD, a DVD, whatever, and you get a knock at the door, it's the record. I need that copy back. They can do that to the digital versions, but they can't do it to the hard version. And you've paid the same amount.
I will directly equate that to I pay for a music service every month. I pay for Amazon.
So you're saying it's just a lease, really, when
you're leasing it. Yes. Okay. It's like the same way. I mean, think of music now. Come on, you guys are rock gods. Remember having to buy an album for $13? If somebody would have told you, your younger self, hey, guess what?
Now.
For $9 a month, you could have every song you want. How good do you have it now? And you're still stealing?
Not arguing, dude.
Yeah.
I'm
with you. Don't steal from the artist.
Stop stealing from these people. They get like a penny or two for the thing, and you're not going to pay for it. Stop it. You're just doing it to avoid paying money for it, but you'll pay $40 for a Funko.
All right, we have time for one more quickie.
Yeah.
I rent out spare bedrooms in my home. Now I've moved in someone that's just not going to work out. Pays by the week, and word of mouth. The lease was word of mouth, Jeff. It said, what do I do about this situation?
You have to give him the same amount of time. You got to evict him. If he's not going to leave on his own, I would say, listen, this isn't working out. How much time do you need to go? And if that doesn't work, you're going to have to actually run an eviction. And
doesn't, if they're receiving mail there now, play into it too? Because you've kind of established
it's still an eviction in the same concept. You have to kick somebody out. If you don't have a contract, you have a verbal lease, and it's normally the period of time that they exist for. But to get them out, you might have to evict them and go through the legal process. That's the dangerous thing about having people actually living in your house.
Yeah.
These aren't like roommates. You've decided to get just raw strangers coming in and rotating them in and out. It's not good in today's world.
All right, Jeff Kaufman, appreciate the insight this morning. If we didn't get to your question again, we'll hang on to it for next time. If you need it answered right away, here's how you get a hold of Jeff.
Jeff at whenyouneedus.com is his direct email. Jeff at whenyouneedus.com. Pound 546 on your cell phone, or give him a call directly at 407-500-JEFF.
We back on Monday next week?
Oh, yeah. Back on Monday.
Jeff Kaufman from Kaufman Lynd. Thank you, brother.
Lynch and Taco.